Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. We're the Odds Couple. We come to you from SportsbookReview.com. This is the NBA Odds Couple show for Tuesday, November 29th. Mike
pick
Brenner.
Me up off the floor.
Well, yeah, yesterday was a very interesting day in the NBA. We have 6 games on the card today, so we'll get into that in a second. First, let's throw the record up and let's talk about what happened yesterday. First, let's talk about, did you see what happened to me in the NBA? You saw with Miami, I had the team total under 97. They scored 31 points in the first half, and you're thinking, all right, you got a 66-point cushion, and then they come back and score like 75.
They went nuts.
Oh,
in
my
the
God.
fourth quarter, I thought about it.
I was like, I cannot believe how fixed the NBA really actually
against
is.
Pete. Yeah, they're against you, Pistol.
And then Mike Brenner, your picks yesterday were interesting. Okay, let me tell you as your betting coach.
Okay,
let me tell you my thoughts. The first thing is you had a loss with the Knicks, which was don't tail me in these shows.
Don't tail me, bro. I'm cold as ice. No, you're not cold as ice.
That was a mistake, but a mistake that is very correctable.
That's one. And guess what? I'm okay if that loses. I really thought they had a.
But you wouldn't have been on it unless I brought it up. And said I
got some stuff that I got a lot of info from you. But hey, guess what? That was yesterday. I don't blame the source. I made the decision.
I'm just saying,
you didn't put a gun to my head.
I'm just saying, in general, try not to tail me
in
this show. All right. The other thing you did, you had a winner with Toronto on the third quarter, but it wound up being 4.5. When that line came out, I'm like, man, these quarter spreads.
They were up by 9.
Yeah, be careful with that. Yeah. And then you had 3 losers with the Cavaliers. Okay, because you go big, and so sometimes you go big winners and big losers. With Golden State.
Atlanta showed up and shot the lights out early on, and when that happened, Pete, that's another one that you just. You know what? What can you do? You got to.
I think maybe the lesson might be that you want to be careful going against well-coached teams when they're struggling a little bit like that.
Could be
you
good,
know what I mean?
Budenholzer's a hell of a good coach.
Right.
You're right.
All right.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you there, Coach.
So those are my thoughts.
I like that. I appreciate you taking that time and thinking about Brenner.
All right. So we got 6 games on the card today. Is there anything that you're liking for sure?
There is.
All right. So let's start. The first one has sort of like a Brenner special written all over it. It's probably something that you're on. I guess I'm going to be on it as well. The Clippers are playing. Are at they're off of 2 straight up losses. They're also 1-6 against the spread over their last 7, but the Nets even worse, 6-1 against the spread over their last 7.
Terrible.
And if ever there's the Clippers have been struggling, 2 straight up losses. They got to be pissed off. Got to be looking for a bounce back, right, Mike Brenner?
Very good breakdown. Doc Rivers said, "I don't care that we're on the road. We got to straighten this out, and we got to straighten it out now." He said that was not a fluke. 10-2 starting the year was no fluke, and we're going to get that team back. We're going to find out, and because the announcer was saying, "Well, what better medicine?" He's saying he stopped him. Doc Rivers said, "There's no better medicine in the NBA. Whatever team shows up," he goes, "We got to go and earn that win at Brooklyn." So I like the attitude. I'm going with the first half and the full game, Pistol Pete. I know it's a big number.
Well, the problem is because of when we're shooting.
No, there's a solution. There's no problems. It's called a situation.
The first half opened at 7, but quickly moved to 7.5. So you're going to have to take 7.5 minus 105.
Yeah, and I think they blow up. I think they beat this team by 20-something tonight. They finally take out their frustrations, and J.J. Redick in the zone. What's the full game?
I'm going to go on that one with you, 7.5 minus 105. And the full game would be, 12.5 minus 110.
God, I like it, 12.5. Okay, I'm good with that, Pistol.
Feels like a good one. Maybe I should probably be going on.
They got to straighten it out sooner than later, and they know. And that last game was the worst they played all year.
And then the next one, which I think you're going to be on, which might scare me a little bit, but maybe you're like totally right, is Cleveland at Milwaukee, right?
Boy, I love it.
Cleveland, they lost ATS to Philly last game, although they got the win. Before that, they had covered 3 in a row, and it seems like a little bit of a lowish line. Milwaukee has, the Greek freak.
Yeah, he is good. Anakoupis or whatever. I can't pronounce it.
My only problem is that, the Bucks are going to get up for this one. Cleveland's coming to town. They're going to give their top effort, as happens with Cleveland and Golden State every night. But you like Cleveland anyway?
I do, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Philadelphia, I think they might have took a breath and overlooked that team, and they realized the talent they have. All right, thank God Middleton's not playing, but this Anakoupis or whatever, however you pronounce it.
The Greek freak.
The Greek freak. I like that, Pistol Pete. The Greek freak.
I didn't make that up.
Oh, you
did?
I thought you made that up. That would have been beautiful. But no, I like it. I think this team is just too well focused. Kevin Love, he drained 34 points in one quarter the other night. That's freaking amazing.
Sure.
Right, he got banged up in the head, but I just got a confirmation he is definitely playing from what I was told. And I just like it. I think this team picks up the momentum. They are quietly probably the most dangerous team in basketball right now at Golden State, obviously head-to-head. Pistol Pete, I like it. I think Cleveland will get it done. I'm going to be going today on the first half and the full game. I think it's a very good play.
Okay, Cleveland, the full game. It opened at at 6.5.
Yep.
Now it's 7 minus 113.
I love
or no, we can give you the Greek line. 7 minus 110.
Yep, I
minus
love that
7
because
minus
they'll go against the Greek freak.
Yeah, and the first half you want
be about 4, I
it's
think.
no, it's we're going to give you the pinnacle line 3 minus 113.
I love that, Pistol Pete. I love it. They got to come out and establish the pace. And, right now, this is another thing, coaching, okay? Tyronn Lue, I think, is a better coach than Jason Kidd, and I just think the quality around him, because besides the Greek freak, they're not real deep. So
Yeah.
I love it. Good call.
All right. So speaking of coaching, the Lakers are well-coached team, struggling
time.
a little bit recently, and
Well, they had a great
and
win
New
the other
Orleans,
night.
New Orleans, when they got to Holiday back, went on an
Emotional
extended,
thing.
Yeah, emotionally. Now they've sort of come back
down.
down to earth for sure. I'm thinking that maybe the Lakers getting 5. I don't
A
know.
lot of points.
Yeah,
I know.
what
I
do you
was
think?
thinking about putting it on a teaser, but I'm going to stay off it because when they did have that emotion run Holiday, it happened at home. When they went on the road, that's when they struggled.
Yeah.
Now they're back home, and the big news, and you can read it on my desk, hey, it's back to a one-man show. Who's going to step up, all right? This guy needs some help. He absolutely needs help, Anthony Davis. But the way that the guys filled in for, and I think they're getting one of them back, Russell or D'Angelo, I think he's coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, Luke Walton, I wouldn't go against him. 5's a lot.
I believe Randall's coming back.
Yeah, Randall. Okay. I just can't jump on it, Pete, but I wouldn't talk you off it if you're jumping on it.
I don't know. I have to think about that a little bit more.
Team.
All right, another one that I think I'm going to give, but this is one of those picks that just like on paper looks kind of obvious. Hope I don't get burned by it.
Spurs.
It's just a simple. Well, no, it does involve that game. It's just a simple underplay in that game. The Spurs have been a strong undertrender at home, and of course we know Orlando has trouble scoring anywhere.
Yeah, big time.
I'm going to
Anywhere.
I'm going to take the under 196 at minus 110, and the reason it makes me nervous is because if you look at the Spurs' last bunch of home games, it's just an obvious play here taking the under, maybe a little bit too obvious, but I think I'll take it anyway. Orlando Spurs under 196. What do you think about that?
I like your call on that because they're going to lock down defensively. And like you said, Orlando, they're just having so many problems right now finding any kind of rhythm on the offense, and they're just not doing the job underneath. I'm going to be on the Spurs on the first half here. I think they're going to get a good 8 to 9 point lead, if not more, at the halftime.
Okay.
They're rested right now. They feel good, and I think Kwame Leonard's going to have a big night. What's the best shop line, Pistol
All right, for
Pete?
the
On
first
that
half
board.
would be
First
7.5 minus 110. Now the thing about the Spurs, also, if
I
you look
know.
at their home games this year, they've been winning but not covering
No,
every
they haven't,
game.
and I think it's got to change.
They're a 12-point favorite. They win by 6. They're an 11-point
Yep.
favorite. They win
You're
by
right.
8. With
You're
stuff
right.
like that. So,
and I think Popovich is just a good enough coach to tell them, look, the season's starting to come on now. We got to get more dominant at home. We got to start, establishing the pace and letting them know. I just think this is going to be a good spot. They're rested.
all right. Anything else you want to give to us, Mike?
Yeah, I
Brenner?
do. I love this
Okay.
one because I think Houston's a no-brainer. This team's been covering. This team's been covering, and they're at Utah, but Burks and Favors are out. That's going to haunt them. Favors really plays well against Houston, but without him, I think Harden's going to have an absolute field day bringing it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the first half and the full game. I think this could be a double-digit win. Hayward, he's going to have a hard time controlling him by himself. So, best shop line,
All right.
Pistol.
First
I'm
half,
pulling the trigger,
first
baby.
half would be -1, -105
I
at
love
Pinnacle, and the full game would be best line 2.5 minus 108 at
Thoughts
Pinnacle.
on that? Because I thought you'd be on this, Pete.
I was
Really
I was
did.
looking at it, and my only reason for not pulling the trigger
Yeah.
on it was I think one of my personal I need some life coaching as well. I think
Okay.
I have
I'll give it
I
to you.
have
Dennis knows
I have
he's got a guy you can
irrational
contact.
biases against betting against teams like Utah. They're just they're at home. I know they're on a back-to-back. They won at Minnesota.
I know.
So
and that was a tough game. But here's the thing: Favors without him, they're really
Yeah.
feeling that. And I
Yeah.
know it's been a minute, but without him and Burks, all right, playing back to back, that's where it's going to wear them down. And I just think they cannot keep up with Houston. I love that play.
All right, I'm going to go on it with you.
I knew you
I'm
were.
ta-
I
this
knew
is-
it
this
was
is a
happening.
Tale of you. I'm going to take Houston -1, -105, and I'm going to take them on the full game, but I'm taking them on the
Pete.
money line. On the money line,
All
not
right,
2.5.
all right.
Okay.
I like that. We're going to drive that truck to the bank.
All right.
Pistol Pete
Anything
pulling the
else you want to
trigger.
throw on,
I've
Mike
got a
Brenner?
3-team,
Okay.
6-point teaser.
Okay, so we'll do that at Bet Online.
Yep, Bet
Okay.
Online, baby. They
Okay.
got some great values on teasers. I love this, Pete. I'm going to give
Okay.
you the teams.
Okay.
All right, and I'm doing very well on teasers.
Okay.
Spurs,
All right.
Cleveland.
All right, the
And
Spurs
yep.
goes to 7.5.
Yep.
Cleveland goes to 1, -1.
And how about those Clippers? Throw it on
And the
there.
Clippers go to 6.5.
Boom. That sounds like a ticket casher, Pete.
Okay.
You hear that noise? You hear
Yeah.
that? Cha-ching,
All
baby.
right. Sounds good. And
Hey,
I'm
it's
thinking,
bounced back for me.
I'm thinking about maybe throwing the first half under as well on Orlando and the Spurs. It'd be 99.5
Yeah, they
minus
start
115.
slow. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about that?
As your kind of coach on the side with the
What the hell?
totals,
What the
yeah,
hell?
there
Why
you go.
not?
What
Under
the hell?
99.5 minus 115. That's a Chris line.
Well, think about it. San Antonio
yeah.
basically starts out slow anyway, but I think their defense is going to smother Orlando. And with those shooting woes, we both could do. I think we could both cash on that. I'll cash on the minus 7.5, and you'll cash on the under.
All right. I guess that just about does it. There was something about the Detroit. Detroit is an interesting team.
They are.
This is an interesting. Well, let's just talk about it. It's probably a 10-foot pole, but this again, it's a team that they've been horrible on the road.
Terrible.
1-8 ATS on the road. Now, at some point, they got to become aware of that and then start to clamp down and start to do well on the road because they know how bad they've been. Charlotte's on a back-to-back. Maybe this is a game where that happens. What do you think?
It could be, but without Reggie Jackson steering that ship, I got to stay away until he's back in that lineup. The road woes, I think, ATS-wise, will continue. 1-8, that tells me stay the hell off. And Charlotte back-to-back, I can't back them either. That's a team that's struggling. They really are. So that's my opinion.
I was leaning to the over on that one, but I guess I will.
I got no say on that. I wouldn't call you off it or put you on it, but I do want to throw a shout-out to these viewers.
Go ahead.
Well, we got some great viewers again. Thank you guys for your loyalty and your support.
Yes.
On a night when I get my ass kicked, you know what? The haters have been real quiet, but these guys, they step up. Hey, no problem, Money Mike. We'll get it back tomorrow. It's bounced back. And,
you didn't get your ass kicked. You had one game where you went 3 ways and the game lost.
I know.
They're all
It's
correlated,
right.
so it's going to happen. But you go big and you
own it when we lose and try to learn from what I did.
All right. Well, hopefully Houston will come through for us tonight. You think that's a good one, right?
I do. I love that Houston. God, I can't wait to get to the bet box.
All right, sounds good. And we'll be back tomorrow for the much bigger Wednesday card. I forgot how many games there are, but we'll be covering them all tomorrow, Wednesday the 30th.
Odds couple, baby. We're coming to you.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts. Shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.